All right, we're back now to continue our interview competition with our other 5 young ladies, and we'll begin this time with Miss Illinois, Kelly Holub, who's 22, from Buffalo Grove, graduate of Indiana University, pursuing a career in TV broadcasting, and you were a violinist at one point. Are you from a musical family?
It's funny you ask. I'm from a very musical family. Let's see, my mother plays the accordion and the oboe. My sister plays the saxophone and the bassoon. My other sister plays the clarinet and the piano, and I play the violin and the piano. My father plays the radio.
You were a natural, except for your dad. He did a lot of listening. What was the kid's reaction when you went to school as a youngster as to being a violinist?
It's funny you ask that also, because I was referred to as an orchestra nerd. It was funny because we all had to carry our violin cases around the school, and so many of the young kids really didn't want to be seen with their violin cases, like they would be an outcast. And I always held my head up high, and I stuck through it, and now I'm very glad that I did, because many of those friends are regretting that they were calling me those names.
Let me jump to your present and your future. You want to be in television. They always say that in order to do that, you should be unique. What makes you unique?
I think it's the combination of my qualities. I've had an extensive education. I have my Bachelor of Arts in Telecommunications, and as you had mentioned, I'm have a good background in music, and combined with all that, I have an orange belt in Taekwondo.
Yeah, I'm not going to hassle you forever. Take a spot over there, and thank you very much. A good combination. That's Miss Illinois. All right, greet now, if you will, Miss Texas, Gretchen Polhemus, who's 23 years of age, from Fort Worth. She's a cattle broker and a spokesperson for the cattle industry. You are an urban cowgirl and a cattle broker. How'd you get to be a cattle broker?
Well, you're not going to believe this. It's not actually anything I studied, and I really had no desire to do that, but I've always had a love for animals, and I've always been involved in the rodeos, and so I thought, at that time I was doing real estate, and why not combine 2 investments for my customers, and so I just read into it and studied it and started doing that.
Now, this is a semi-serious question. There are a lot of people these days who are afraid of eating red meat. Now, as a spokesman for the cattle industry, how do you answer that?
Well, like anything, it's a choice. If you choose to be a vegetarian, that's your choice. There's nothing wrong with red meat if you just keep it to a minimum and if you just use your own judgment on it.
Now, I'm summarizing this. Cattle broker, real estate license. You obviously are a good salesperson.
I guess you could call me an entrepreneur.
What qualities does that involve?
A lot of curiosity and a lot of drive and a lot of determination and maybe a little bit of flexibility too.
Thank you so very much. Nice to have you with us. Will you join the other candidates? That's Miss Texas. All right, up next we have Miss Pennsylvania. This is Denise Epps, who's 23, from Lansdale, graduate of Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Now that strikes me as unusual. I'm from Philadelphia area. Indiana University of Pennsylvania?
That's correct.
What's that?
It's about an hour outside of Pittsburgh.
I'm so sorry for my own ignorance. Describe for me your carefree college days. Are they easy?
Well, they weren't real carefree for me. I worked a full-time job. I was a model, and I took my classes very early in the morning from 8 to 11, and then I drove about an hour and a half away, and I worked all afternoon, and then I'd drive home and do my studies.
Did it bother you or make you feel sort of persecuted that you were overly busy?
No, not at all. I think the experience that I gained being in the business world like that has really benefited me. I kept up with the college life, not quite as much as most of the college kids, but I still experienced it and enjoyed it.
Somewhere down the line when you have children of your own, if indeed that happens, and they go to school, and you can afford to send them through, would you advise them to work?
Oh, most definitely. Oh, yes. It trains you to be responsible. You become an individual. I would most definitely, yes.
And the last question, I guess, is with all of this training, where are you headed?
Oh, I'm headed out to have my own marketing consulting firm. I'm back to grad school in the fall. I'll be getting my master's in international marketing.
Much good luck. Thank you very much. Nice to have you with us. That's Miss Pennsylvania. Excuse me, my dear. Right over here. All right, we have 2 ladies still to meet. The next is Miss Arizona, Leanne Locken from Apache Junction. She's 21 years of age, telecommunications and marketing major at Arizona State University. You met the governor of Arizona, Rose Moffett.
I certainly did.
Any words of advice from her?
She said, "Go for it, Leanne."
That was it?
That was it.
That's pretty good. Go for 3 words of advice you can remember the rest of your life.
Well, considering they came from a very important lady, I took them to heart.
Now, I did a little bit of research, and they've asked all of you ladies people you'd like to meet, and you wanted to meet a man named Lee Iacocca. I presume at this point most everybody knows who he is. Why do you want to meet him?
I think he's a dynamic person. If you've ever watched him or listened to him speak, he speaks with such enthusiasm and motivation, and he just encourages everyone to be the most that they can be. Anybody who would commit so much to an industry to be hurt as much as he was in his first career, and yet to pick himself up and go on, that to me is a hero.
Do you think those of you who are young can learn from the older generation, or do you think you know it all?
Well, I grew up with my grandparents, and I think I learned quite a bit.
Yeah, your respect for your elders?
Respect and love and admiration.
Thank you very much. It's nice to have you with us. Would you join us over there, please? That's Miss Arizona. Our last semifinalist is Miss Georgia. Michelle Nemeth, who's 24, from Lilburn, graduate of American College of Applied Arts, sales manager for a group of ladies' apparel representatives. So this sort of thing is, am I right in this? Don't you have the Miss USA pageant sort of running in your family?
Yes, I do. My mother was Miss Maryland USA in 1959.
Now, is she here?
She is here, yes.
Maybe we can get her to stand up, and Tony, we could get a shot of Miss Maryland of 1959. There, oh, looking good. Oh, what was the most important advice that woman gave you?
She told me to love yourself, be confident, and be determined, and just go in there with everything you've got.
And was there anything she didn't tell you that you wish she had?
She didn't tell me how nervous I would get.
Do you have a feeling that you're in front of an awful lot of people and that's why, or is it just the excitement of the occasion?
I think it's the excitement. This has been a goal in my life since I was 5 years old, which I'm sure it has been for many girls.
What is your career goal?
Well, my career goal, right now I'm showroom manager for Richard Miller Associates in Atlanta, and I would like to open my own wedding store, and it's very unique. I'd like to gear it towards somewhere in time and create time eras for weddings, like the 1920s or a futuristic wedding.
Sounds like an interesting idea. Thank you very much. Please join us over there. That's Miss Georgia. Ladies, thank you very much. You did a great job. That is the tough part of the competition, but I promise you it's over now, and from now on, we will have a kinder and gentler pageant for you, I promise. Thank you very much, ladies.
Still keeping score at home. The only thing I know for certain right now is that we'll have a winner before the evening is over. Trust us. And that's going to be one lucky lady, because the next Miss USA will take home not only the title, but cash and prizes and a year's personal appearance contract totaling almost $250,000.
I love that part. In just a moment, Dick will tell us more about the incredible prizes Miss USA 1989 will receive after this word from Coast.
From Mobile, Alabama, the 1989 Miss USA pageant.
I can tell you from experience that our new Miss USA has a lot of extra packing to do tomorrow when she begins the most exciting year of her life. But now Dick is going to tell us what the winner will take home.